2 p.m. on Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Welcome once again to a coding session with CptWoozle. Let's take a look. So the last time I worked on this, for those of you who are following along, I am, let me start from the beginning. I am building a reverse bullet hell game using P5 Play and JavaScript, and of course P5. Now, the last time I got to here, or when I was finished on Monday, I had built kind of the initial keyboard pieces, but I found out that there are a whole lot of little problems that I came across as I was doing this. And very specifically, what happens is, and I've been playing around with some of this on my own, the ASWD keys work fine for only going in one direction, but it doesn't handle going in like slight other directions. So let's go ahead and I'm going to kind of refactor those to build up a couple of things. So let's kind of build this up. Now, what I've done is I've looked around and I found a couple pieces under ChatGPT that seem to be all right. We're going to test those out. Let's paste some of the code here. Yeah, we'll put this here, and we'll build all these pieces and kind of see how it goes, whether it will achieve the goal that we want. So I found that though I do appreciate being able to find some documentation and tutorials, some of this stuff feels to be pretty lacking. I'm a little disappointed in that. As I looked around for like good documentation on like how would you implement this and how would you implement that, and it feels like no one's really done a good job of giving that explanation, and I'm a little disappointed. So hopefully this serves as a tool for someone down the road. And of course all this code will be available. So well, let's start from there. Let's change up our function over here to handle player movement, and we're going to have some code from over here, and we'll put it in here. So we'll change a lot of these to this. And I would say that one might actually do this as a function rather than doing it inside of a class. I don't know what my kind of focus is on the class. But I seem to like them a little bit better. I'm hoping, but I think you can take these same things and break them up into functions. But anyway, so by using a class, I gotta change a lot of the code here. Not a lot, but some of it, I guess. Yeah. This .player.position, and some of this might be even in the wrong spot. So we'll have to see how this all comes together. This is handling the move sprite, and now we actually need to put a function called function key released in here. And then we'll do handle movement in our display, so it becomes this dot handle player movement. And we'll see whether this comes together and what things will break, which we will see. Ooh, so there's the problem, is it references some stuff from player. key. Current key is equal to player dot, and so it looks like we would need to incorporate some of this stuff. So let's get it working for now, and then kind of refactor it down the road. So yeah, yeah. So this should be used somewhere, I imagine. What? That. Hold on a second. Yep, I knew something was wrong. And then last, yeah, there it is. Player. It claims that it's never used. Current key, but it should be. I think, hold on a second, I remember correctly. I think it's going to be, let's do a double check here. So if I remember correctly, last time, well, let's see, let's break it. And I think that's one of the things. I was talking with a couple other junior developers the other day, and I think there's a really big fear of breaking stuff. And I think it's a fear of breaking stuff without actually, like, because they don't know what's actually going on. So when stuff breaks, they're just kind of caught. So I think a lot of younger developers run into this, where they're trying to do something and they're really unsure about stuff. So I think I think that there we go, much better. So what was happening last time is the AWSD keys worked, but it only lets you move. So if you press W and A, it wouldn't move in a diagonal. You could either only press down or left or right. So nice. Nice, and we have the dash included too. Nice. So thank you very much, ChatGPT, with the help of that. And I'm sure somebody wrote this code. I would love to know who. If anyone ever watches this and can tell me who helped ChatGPT come up with some of this, and maybe it's an amalgamation of stuff, I would love to know. But I think they've done a really good job. Let's import all of this stuff. Import. Does it exist? Import. So no, that's one of the things that I've been really kind of grateful for code-wise. Now I would still like, again, I would love to know who, if anyone has an idea of who has written this code, it would be great to know, because I owe them a debt of gratitude. So Let's import. Let's do an inspect and see. Ambiguous indirection left arrow. Let's see. And if I don't import it, it's just, let's do that. Nope. No, we can't do the imports. It looks like, oh well. Yeah. Let's see if we can shorten up a few things. So this is all handled in key released. I think we can do the following. I'm going to give it a try. Handle player dash. And what that's going to do is current key equals left. Yeah, let's take the whole thing, put you inside here, and we got to find out what the key is. Key code, if key code equals this, if key codes equal this. Yeah, yep. I think we can handle it by passing in the key code, and then all that, and then pass this around as this dot. So yeah. So I think this should work. Where's current time coming from? Oh, I see. All right. And then inside here, we would do player dot handle player dash key code. Okay. Nice. So we have our dash, we have our movement. So that kind of takes us along. All right. So that's progress. Let's take a look from here. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? So we have our screen. We have our ball that moves around. We should. We got the dash. We got the movement. What do we want to work on next? I think I'm not going to worry about the levels just yet. There are a couple questions that I have, like clearly if we want something to pop up on the screen, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do that. I think I can take a modile and put it inside. So we'll generate a modile and then generate a canvas inside of that modile with images. And I think that should work for the system to create like pop-ups and what have you. I think that there's going to be a better way down the road, but and if I remember correctly, and I don't remember correctly, I'll be honest with you, there should be a pause. So I have one in the Centipede game. In the Centipede game, we had a pause. Game. I think we got a pause somewhere. Yeah. Is paused loop. So we'll keep the same key pressed. Yeah. So, I really like some of these approaches. So, like event listeners and so forth and so on. So, we'll create an event listener here. So, we'll create a pause game function. So, and we'll use it for other things. So let's just grab our pause game function here. Function key press, function draw, pause game. If is paused. Let's see. If is paused. If is paused, and we'll create a variable up here. Let is paused equal false. So when they press the pause game, if is paused, no loop, else loop. That's all you're going to do for the pause game, and then we want to handle the key press, and then add some event listeners. So let's add the pause key event listener. So we'll put one up here. Setup, create walls. Let's break you up into a smaller function. File. Walls.js. Now that I have a better understanding, and it always kind of beats me up because I don't always remember this stuff. Export function. So this is, you could do this instead. I don't need to create a function for it. So we'll do const walls equals new group. Walls.add and then let's return walls. So then we'll come over here to our game and say right here equal create walls. I wonder if that will work. Let's see if that will work. No, of course. Oh, that's my fault. That's because I forgot to include this. Let's see if it works now. Yeah. And do the walls work still? Yes, they do. There's our dash. Cool. So we have our walls. We have our gun. Now we need to try to, using P5 play, follow? We had saw some before in how to make a sprite chase another one. And let's see, I think it was called like follow sprite or something. Yeah. So let's take a look. So we'll probably do sprite groups eventually. Oh, nope, not what I was looking for. Let's shrink you down a little bit. You're kind of big on the screen to me. Somebody did some code. So, and it looks like, yeah, here it is. Coin collection, movements. Switch between, detecting overlaps. And I don't want to detect overlaps yet. But impulse, segmented motion, sprite constructor, advanced movement. Let's see. Applying force, attract to. see. Okay. So we can do stuff like this. I'd love to play around with this. So I'll probably use this for one of the let's do physics. Let's take a look. So let's see if there's something else we can find. P5 play sprite follow sprite and sprite movement. There's that. No, I don't remember. Don't remember which one I saw. Like, I can look at this, but I was really hoping not to have to YouTube a video. They're not very, like, it's alright. I just don't like making him P5 play. Let's see. So tracks. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Not quite what I was looking for though. Let's take a look. So let's kind of dive into a little bit. So it looks like, so I don't have any animations yet. Player right. I see. Cool. So let's create an animation. Oh. Let's see. Okay. That's not bad. So when we get there, we will. So, okay. Oh, so you can set an attraction point, and then the speed, I see. I see, okay. So, let's see what it looks like. No. So, let's just create another sprite. Let's put it way in the corner though. Yeah, because it looks like all you have to do with P5 play is do P5 play attraction. Where is my attraction piece? Attract. Yeah, here it is. So here's the kind of documentation. Pushes the sprite toward a point. The forces adjust current velocity. Again, not the best with examples. Like, I would really hope that they would kind of, like, I don't know. I get that people like videos, but videos are hard to, I find, videos I find a little bit hard to, like, I want to be able to look at the code, and they just only show you a chunk of the code in the videos. You can actually get to see some things. So I'm not always the biggest fan of watching a video of a thing. I'd like to have some words available. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of that. So this isn't bad, but like, it looks like once we create a sprite, we can set the speed and set an attraction point. So let's take a look at that. create asteroids, spawns them. The max speeds are random. Rock.add asteroid. Rock.add. Let's take a look. Update asteroids. Rock.overlap. Overlap. Okay. So yeah, it looks like what you do is you create a sprite and you set the speed, and then you set the attraction point. So let's play that. Let's give that a try. So we have our movements here. We have our dash working for our reverse bullet helm. Let's try making our first monster. We'll just create it here in the setup for right now, and then I'll take some notes about how I might break it up, because we're going to have different level monsters and monsters on different levels. So we'll, for right now, create a file called, I guess we'll have different monsters on different levels. But I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, let's just call it monster.js, and then we'll have a separate one for bosses. So bosses.js or boss.js. So that's what we'll start. We will add to it. For right now, I just want to see how this attraction logic kind of comes together. And I need to finish the README today. Where am I? Yeah, here it is. So let's create an asteroid somewhere on the screen. We'll just call it Monster1, if you'll excuse me. Monster equals new sprite is the preferred way. Leave it, new sprite. And yeah, let's move some of these into better positions. So, and I don't mean better positions. Let's create our canvas. It would probably be better to, and I've done this before, create, I did, constants over here that I'm not using anymore. So we'll call you export const width, and we'll actually be really specific here. I've been trying to be a little bit more specific, so we'll call you canvas width is equal to 800, and export const, we'll call you canvas height of 800. Yeah, we'll do 800. And then we can just pass you along into this. So between and export const canvas start, and this is so I don't have magic numbers. So when we want to change to start, it'll always be the same. Canvas start, canvas width, and yeah, sure, you can start off screen. I'll probably create some, let me add some notes to this. Canvas, and let's create you over here. Monster constants, which is kind of obvious because we're in a constants folder. But the monster constants are going to be the constants that I create to determine things like where is the monster going to start. So if you notice, since I've borrowed this from somebody's quote-unquote asteroid game, the monsters appear off screen somewhere between like -50 to -350. I don't feel particularly positive or negative about that. We'll leave those in there for right now. And we'll 40, height of 40, so forth and so on. That's fine. Let's make it round. So if we come back over here to sprite, we can change diameter. Yeah. Let's do a diameter of monster dot diameter equals 50. That'll make it round. Cool. So there's our base monster. And using the same approach that we saw over here on Stack Overflow, we'll set the speed. So monster.speed is equal to 1. And then we do this attraction point. I think we have to... No, I think it's okay. So I guess we just say attraction point to set it to mouse. Yeah. And we created the player first, so we'll say monster.attraction point is equal to, we pass in the monster speed, which is going to be 1, and we're going to use some magic numbers for now. And we want to head towards something, so it would be player.player.position.x and player.player.position y. And we found this out last time. So we could pull player out, but let's see if this works. No, I made a mistake. It needs to be constants.js. Looks like monster.attraction point is not a thing. Okay. Let's look. Looks like it's a thing. Attraction point. Maybe I misspelled it. Nope, I did not. It is unhappy about that. So I do have P5 play. Let's double check everything. Let's move you down. And it looks like we have P5 play. Yeah, no. Let's go back to our game. Oh, I think I did this last time. So I think I might need to put monster here. Yeah, let's try that. No, not quite. Hold on. Hold on a moment. New sprite. We pass that in. Monster. What? That's weird. Okay, let's reread our documentation here. Okay, we have our new canvas. This is in setup. It's equal to new sprite. New sprite. Okay, and why don't you see width and height? We pass that in. And it's still grumpy, though. It's still grumpy. Refresh. Yeah, attraction point is not a function. Let's take a look in the P5 documentation and see what we can find, because sometimes, like I said, this is one of the things that makes me a little grumpy about the P5 play library, is I find that it's a bit lacking. Combo colliders, chains. movement, continuous. Is it now called move towards? Oh, let's refresh that. Click. Oh, so that's a move to. Move towards a percentage. I see. Move, direction, speed. All right, all right, all right. Uh-huh. So collisions, overlaps, move, overlap. I don't want to do the overlapping just yet. Advanced movement, apply force. Applying force, attract to sleeping sprites, no. Apply torque. Chain colliders, yeah, okay. Movement sequencing. Okay. I guess that's it. I'm not finding the resources that I want. I do see the attraction point. But you know what? Let's dive into P5 Play itself. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Attract to. Applies a force to a sprint center of mass, attracting it to the given position. So it's no longer, it looks like there's no attraction point, but it's called attract to. I wish this were better documented. So like this says attract to, but it's an older version. So let's see, P5 Play. Excuse me. And that's not even that old. Oh, come on, guys. Why? Why is this so hard to keep documentation up to date and like decent examples? Especially if you're making this a public library that anyone can use. But it looks like there's an attract to. So repel from, apply torque, move towards. So let's do the attract to, and the X is going to be that, and that's the Y. Let's try a force of 1, and that seems to load. Let's refresh. I don't see it. I guess I need to make the sprite a color so I can find it on the screen. So monster dot color is equal to gray. I don't see it. Maybe it's moving real slow. Let's make you a different color so that you're brighter. Let's do that. No, that's also a terrible color. I'm already using it. Let's make you blue. Is it just going real slow? Monster dot, what is it, speed? Speed. I think it's speed. I think it's speed. Documentation. Tell me wonderful things. Basic properties. Okay. Text. Physics. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. That's sprite with the movement. There it is. Oh, I can just say speed equals 3. So let's give it a try. It could be somewhere on the screen, and I just don't know. equals 1. No, I didn't give it into speed. What's going on here? Okay. Force of, oh, I don't know, 10? I forgot my parentheses. I got nothing. I don't see anything. Let's pull this out. Because, yeah. Speed, direction, move to. Let's look for attract. Nope. Advanced movement. There it is, attract 2. Force of 5. Sleeping sprites? Okay. So you can have a sleeping sprite. No, it should have been moved here by now. So I think it's not working. Or it's working and it's going so fast. Why are you grumpy but you are not up here? Hmm. Do I need to draw you? Let me double check something. New canvas, new sprite. Attract 2. Oh, I see what the problem is. I need to move you to a force of 1, speed of 1. I need to move you down here into the draw. That's what's wrong. Isn't it? Maybe? Let's inspect. Nope. I don't see anything wrong. I'm just spinning my wheels here. That's what it feels like. Let's make the stroke black. Okay. Let's just try getting the item on the screen first. Let's do that. Let's stop you. Let's generate our sprite. And let's put you at based upon you. Let's put you in the upper left-hand corner. Let's put you at 0, 0. 1 star equals new sprite. Okay. Oi, 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 oi. So we've got a new sprite. Drew it. Why aren't you where I want you to be? We don't want to attract, but we do at least want to put it on the screen somewhere. Let's do 10 and 20. Let's get you to appear on the screen. There it is. I didn't set it in motion at all, though, but it's moving? Well, let's do this, though. That's real slow. What happens when we give it a faster speed? Okay, so the speed's not what we want to change. We want to change the force to a 3. It's real slow though. Let's take a look at this. So it moves towards it. Both force and bearing. I see. So it'll never hit, which isn't quite what we want. Used to affect the sprite's rotation. Oh, I see. So, oh, it does. It did eventually get there. So let's change our torque. Yeah, let's do monster.torque. And what if we change the torque to 10? It seems to be a bit better. I don't know though. What happens? What is a torque of 100? I don't think it's doing anything. Oh, I have it also in the wrong place. So apply torque. No, okay. So it's just not turning very quickly. I don't hate it, but it's just taking forever. And I'm not worried about collisions just yet. I want to get it so that it moves. Oh, wait. Ooh, this looks fun to play with. So now I can do neat rotation stuff. Oh. Ally. And I can play around with this. So we want to angle to player. Oh, so let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I like this. And so maybe you should be a move towards. This is in, I guess, the setup. So then let's do this instead. Move towards player.player. So, wow, that's really fast. Okay, that's way too fast. Let's do a speed of like 0.5. Huh. Well, okay. Well, that's a thing that's happening. Let's take away U. I think I'm applying way too much torque. Let's refresh. Wow, that's really fast. Color, stroke, diameter, 50. A speed of 0. And maybe that should go down here. Yeah. So let's reinforce the speed of 0.25. Okay, speed of 1, speed of 2. There we go. Wow. My player's speed is way too slow. Once turned on speed of 1. The dash is a little sluggish. So let's see what happens when we hit it. Nice. But you started to spin. I see. All right, cool. Let's implement that pause. So there's that. We have the monster. What we'll need to do from here is one. Let's finish implementing the pause. That's kind of annoying to me. And let's put some words on the screen. So where is my pause? Pause, 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 pause. Pause, pause, pause. There it is. If there it is. And we put this in the key press. Key pressed. This. If key equals that. If key equals that. All we're doing is changing pause. And we need an event listener. So let's add one up here above setup. Add event listener type of game paused. And we're going to listen in, and we're going to say pause game. When this happens, add event listener for, I don't know, so I'm used to React, so vanilla add event listener. Can we add an event listener to variable? I don't think we can. Here. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. I think I might need to do something else. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can write some code that does it. Let's look around. Listener to a global variable and vanilla JavaScript. So we would be listening to, yeah, there it is. So we would be listening to I guess key press. Document. Not quite. Um, event listener global variable that will run a function and the variable changes. So I'm using ChatGPT to see what it can come up with. So I would have to create something like this, set my global variable, add a listener, and yeah, so I'd have to do something like this to listen to the global variable. And let's see, and then get my global variable. So we'd set the variable, add a listener. I don't actually, I guess I do need that. This is how you might use it. How acceptable is proxy? In proxy Mozilla. Let's look. Proxy. Event listeners to accept web requests. But the question is how global is it? Ooh, it's not supported at all in. I see. Well, that's not useful, but it's acceptable in Firefox. Oh, okay, cool. I don't mind this one. The getters and setters. Listeners. I would probably create this. So let's ask this using the getters and setters approach. Can we make it more robust to handle multiple variables? Because then we can implement something like this that across the board will then be used for everywhere we want to use it. So let's see what it comes up with. So we're creating a data store. Here's our constructor. Let's see. This approach revises and manages the state of multiple variables. So we're almost creating our own. And then, yep. To manage the state of multiple variables. But it doesn't tell me. Oh yeah, there it is. There's my listener. So let's implement this. I like this. Let's give it a try. It's fairly simplistic. I don't know if we'll need something common. We'll call this. We don't call it a store. We'll call it a state. JS state, or we'll call it state.js. Let's do this. Class state. Cool. Then we'll come over here, and to use it, we'll make a store. We might need you again, well, but she'll take it out for now. So we'll do const store equals new state. And to be more consistent, let's call you state equals new state. And then what we want to do is we would add an event listener to that individual state. So when we want to pause the game, yeah, we'll just add one here. So we'll create state, add an event listener. So it will be state.add event listener. And variable is paused. New value, you're gonna run pause game. And then we'll set the value, and we'll only use this. We'll put you up here. We'll call you normal variables. And we'll do state.set is paused. Plus. And get it. So we want to change it. Is paused to false. And set up here. When this key is pressed, we'll set state is paused to true. We need to make sure that window.keyPressed is set. No, I think my chair's falling apart. So that sets that up. And then we need to get our variable. So this Paul is equal to state.get is paused. Yep. So let's see how that works. And it doesn't. State is not defined because I need to import it. Yeah, I do. I need to come back over here to our state and export it. Then come back over here to our game and import it. State.js. Refresh. Is used before declaration. Make sure you have declared a declaration. Did I? I did. Let's look for other variations of is paused. Is paused. There we go. And it's still unhappy about something. Local can't access pause game before initialization. What? Can't access pause game before initialization. What? Right. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. That's right. I don't know if I told everyone this before, but if you create them as constants, you can't use them. And again, I know this. I should have remembered that. You can't use that's the downside with arrow notations. If you do it that way, you have to declare it above. Loop is not defined. What? What do you mean loop is not defined? G2. It should be. Loop, no loop. Let's take a look at something. P5 play. How to pause. Did we just now do pause? I could have swore it was draw, beat.play, beat.pause. Oh, it's called pause now. Pause canvas. Yeah, I thought it was called loop and no loop. Let's take a look, because that doesn't seem right. I could have swore it was called no loop. Hmm. That's weird. Toggle pause, toggle pause. Let's see. Game state management. I could have swore it was called no loop. But I apparently am wrong. What happened to that? I could have swore it was called P5. Yeah. Loop, no loop. So, yeah. No loop and loop. Yeah, no loop. And then, yeah, loop. So, oh. Now, wait a minute. Wait one darn pickin' minute. So now you're claiming you can't find loop? What? What? It even tells you what it is. Let's take a look. I wonder if it's specific to the one library that I might have included accidentally. But let's do this instead. Let's ask ChatGPT using P5 play. How can I pause the whole canvas? I feel like I'm getting conflicting information. Involves stopping the update in the draw loop. Okay, we have our is paused is false. I see. I see. So they just put it in there like that. All right. So, yeah. I just don't want to. I don't want to be getting the state all the time. Um. Ugh. Ugh. That's a pain. All right. But let's do it that way. Well, we still have our state, so we can use it if we want to, but for right now, we don't have a reason to use it. So let's go back to let is paused equal false, and in our draw, if is paused, yeah, let's do this. I like that. And then when the key is pressed, you just got to do something simple. Is paused is equal to bang is paused. There's no need for you. Let's see if we get a tune. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that didn't work. Huh, I guess that's not weird, but that's weird. Um, that's not right. That's not right. So, like, it pauses it partially, but the player's still going. That's not right. That's not right. All right. Let's poke around and see what else we can find, because that is not right. Let's look around some more. P5 play, stop all animations. Yeah, so like it shouldn't be this hard. It's not blob animation unless the arrow key is pressed. Okay. I think I need to change something. I think so. One thing that's going to annoy the dickens out of me is I think my walls all need to be set to collider equals static for the player. So let's just do this. So that's one thing. So that when you hit, you don't push. So we have it so that it follows. And so now we have the following. That's great. But it's not pausing the game, and I'm kind of disappointed in that. Function clear. I wonder what that does. Let's give it a try. Nothing. Well, nothing useful for me. When it stops moving and doesn't climb within the sleeping sprites get ignored physics. I see. So let's go back to the canvas. I want to resize. World. That can be used to control physics. Let's see, deterministic, controlling time. I see. Okay, not quite what I want. sound tiles. Oh, I see. So that's how we do our tiles. Okay. Let's see. What I want to look at is how to stop things, though. No loop. If loop is called, the code and draw begins to run continuously. If using no loop, a no loop. Yeah, see, it looks like you can just call loop. Let's see this again. What's going on here? Let's do this. Yeah, see? Why don't you work? Why don't you work? Is paused. No loop. Hmm. Return and loop. That is suspicious now. Okay, let's try this again. If paused game? Let's change that away. Yeah, let's come back up here and let's try this again. Pause game? Yeah. So you work just fine. But let's also look at P5 play layers. Yeah, here it is. No. Let's look. Well, I could have swore that I was looking at some documentation on layers. Layer, there it is. So I want to create layers. So I would put you on layer 2. Let's take a look. So it looks like I don't see anything for text. Oh, there is. It's not. I don't see any text. I don't see any text. Let's take a look. Oh. So I would create a new sprite of text. So that's what I did wrong. So rather than say blah, 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 I would say const game over equals new. And now hold on a sec. Hold on. Oh, no, 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 no. So, okay, so you pause game works here. So let's try our state example again to see what is going on here. So we have our state. We'll create a new store. Pause is paused. Cool, cool, cool. We'll set you to false. And we'll add an event listener at the top. So state.add listener of is paused. New value. We will pause game. And pause game which is still here, is going to get our variable. State.get is paused. Const is paused is equal to, so there's that, that, and that. So we're going to remove is paused from here. And we'll create a little function called here function display game paused. Yeah. So, so we do game over equal game over text equals new sprite at center. All right. Game over dot fill 0, and I think we said text size. Yeah. So all of that stays the same. Dot text size game over dot text blah blah blah, and then return. So, and we should say layer. Yeah, I think we should say layer too. Game over dot layer equals 999. Display paused game. We've taken if key equals this. When they press it, if key is pressed, we get paused. And then we set it again with the bang operator. Paused is set the opposite of is paused. We display our game over text, and let's see if what we broke, because I know we broke something. Pause. Hey, there we go. Pause, unpause. All right. Now what we don't get is the game over text. And we don't want to return. How do we want to display you? How did I display it last time? I often forget these things. We display game over as a part of. No, that should work. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe it should. Let's put a debugger here. Let's see what's going on. Let us see what's going on. Yeah, no. Here's our debugger. We're hitting this endpoint with a new sprite. I wonder if I need to do this after I no loop. Let's try after our no loop. Nope. But the pause works, so I mean that's better than nothing. We have things moving towards the screen. So I want to rename to monsters.js. And how do we want to handle you? Every so often, we want to have a monster appear on the screen. Let me think about that for a moment while I fight with this display. Because we created a new sprite. Doesn't look like we need to tell it to display it. It should just do it. Do the setup. And then it just does it. Do we need to clear first? Yeah. Okay. Let's try something else. Yep, I see what's happening. So let's do this. I know what's going on. I know what is going on now. Yeah, game over. So it's creating the sprite, but it doesn't know what center is. So let game over be here. And when we unpause function hide game paused, and let's rename you to show game paused. Show game paused. Hide game paused. And I think game over text will let you be here. Hold on. It looks like we can set the height and width. Let's leave you open and do P5 play center. So I could have swore we had something. So you can text a line here, but I don't see a text align here. But let's look for text. Oh, there it is. This is used in text align. I see. Okay. So it's not part of that. So I don't know if I can use it. let's look here. Let's look for a text fill. There's this. Text. I guess if we don't actually set height and width, it just puts it in the center. So that's broken. Show game paused, hide game paused. P5 play, remove sprite. Oh, we can just do dot remove. Let's try it. Remove. Let's see if we get a tune out of this trombone. We don't. What did I mess up? What did I mess up? I clearly forgot something. On line 66. 60. Yep. There we go. Close you. Pause. Yep. There it is. But I think that's wrong. Sprite.text. So is game paused? Text size. Oh, it's all equals now. So there's my game paused. And how can we make it transparent? Let's see. P5 play. Sprite transparent. Also, let me make sure. Yep. And the color. Changing the images. Nope, I don't have any. Can use this function. Or I could do it the old way. I want to do it the old way. I don't know if I feel that strongly about it. P5 J web 5 play text center on screen. I see. I see. So we're creating our sprites. Man, I can't say that I enjoy this aspect of it. Sometimes you want to like just make stuff and you find this type of stuff a little annoying. You want to get stuff done. But at the same point, so we got our no loop working. Text. So, do we need to actually set a width? We don't. Let's do this. P5 play. Let's do a transparent background. How can I make? I don't see it. But maybe this is. Fill. Uh-huh. Transparency. Fill 55. 55? Will that work? Almost. Almost. Um, almost. 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 Moving circles. Grayscale fully opaque. No stroke. So fill grayscale fully opaque. Moving circles, no stroke. Stroke. Oh. Um. Hmm. 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 Let's look with blah 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 blah. All right, let's look at the documentation. Sometimes it's just not helpful. Right. Sprite. Constructor, rotate to collide, overlap, or stroke. Get stroke, fill color, fill. This dot color. That works the same way. This dot stroke and this dot stroke color work the same way. This dot text fill. It'll set it to black, which we already want. Text size, text stroke, bearing, debug, density. No. Let's look again. P5. Play transparent background. Let's try this. But it doesn't look that too old either. Nope. Nope, does not work. No, let's try this again. See, there's the game paused. This is slightly frustrating. Like, let's ask ChatGPT. Make parent text with this right. Let's see what it has to say. Let's see what it has to say. Hmm. I see. We create a sprite It's still using the old method. Looks like, I guess, it's more controlled. Oh, I see. Yep, so it looks like the better approach is to just use normal P5. So it looks like P5 play has some advantages, but looks like it's not all advantages. So we'll just change you over to this text. So show game paused. And I broke you. I did. Yep. Game text over is undefined. Hmm. Um. What are we doing wrong here? What are we doing wrong? It's the exact same thing in my Centipede game. So we display the game over text. We pause the game. Then we display the game over text. But this time when we do this, do that. Yeah. I wonder if it's how I set it up before. So the last time I set it up, and this could be kind of what's causing it, is this way. And then this way. Nope. I was real hoping. I wonder if it's this. Hmm. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. For starters, I also want to remove the cursor in setup. Um, uh, um, hmm. I wonder why. I wonder why. I am unsure. I am unsure. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know yet. Hmm. So the pausing works. The pausing's been working. And how do I want to do the monsters? So let's write this out at least. Let's see. Let's see if someone has some suggestions in the P5 community. So they enter the screen, and let's take a look. Hits. Okay. So let's take a look at sketch. We draw. Oh. Oh, I see. Create canvas. Create a ship. And we just loop through and display it. So let's look at the final code. So to draw, I guess we just literally loop through. So we literally loop through. Then we draw sprites. Create sprite. Doesn't look like there's a need to draw sprites. How does it handle the creation of new ones, though? I see. Where blazes all sprites coming from? Something's off here. Bumpertroids, images. This can't be the final code. Yeah, see, there's something's off here. Where the... Yeah, Alright. Something is off here. I don't know what it is. So, we'll have to do it the way that I did it before. So, we'll create a monster. Oh, man. So, we will... Every time, we'll generate so many monsters. How many monsters should we keep generating? I don't know. So, at a certain amount of time, we just push more monsters into the list. So, create a class. We will pass in a monster count, which is based on the level. We'll pass in a speed, which is based on the level. And a timer. No, the timer will be handled by the layer above. So every so often, we'll pass in to create so many monsters that will move at such and such speed. And then we'll handle the collision physics. But for right now, we'll just work on creating a bunch of random monsters. that will collide with our guy. And then well, I guess we should worry about collisions now, but we'll worry about collisions next time. But I'll start on the monster process. We have something that moves and follows the character around on the screen. So that's fine. We can't fire anything, which is the goal. But it looks like we can dash. Yeah, yeah. I think we'll stop there for right now. Still not happy about the text and the pause. But let's create monsters. Come back to that. Let's update our game. Let's just take you away from now. Oh. All right. So this is kind of our basics. The X and the Y will be created off screen. The biggest hassle, and I think I realized the problem, is that because the walls are immovable, you can't get past them. So even if I put them off canvas, it can't. Can't do anything. I think I'll just create them off of like the 4 corners, the 6 corners, or where the animals, where the things spawn from. Yeah, yeah. All right. Because so there's a bunch of neat things, but hold on a second. Maybe P5 play compensates for this. P5 play. Let's look. Scaling, rotation, movement. So it already handles that. Speed, continuity, rotation, overlaps. So we can overlap, which is fine, and I will use that. Player dot. Oh. So else player dot collides wall. So what we do is we let them through. So player dot overlaps wall. I see. So do we need to pass it all of them? Yeah, I suppose we would. So we will overlap the walls. So dot for each. Yes. Monster dot overlaps wall. So that if I put you off screen at say -10, -20. Let's run you to see. We'll try one more thing. Yep, you go through the wall. But you still collide with the player. So there we go. So we'll just have it so that it overlaps with the wall. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that will do. I'm getting really tired for some reason though. Oh. Yeah, I think I'll call it there for now. We have items. We have it so that we have movement. We got the proper movement keys in place. We have the dash working, though I think it's a little awkward, but we'll start from there. We have the monsters being spawned and moving towards the player. They move through the wall, but they still allow the player to be hit. And we'll work on collisions. We'll work on creating multiple monsters. Because I think it looks like when it collides, yeah. Yeah, when there's a collision, and so how do we want to handle that? Gun is one object. We need to pass in what the player is equal to. So, or the gun. So yeah, we'll pass in. Let's do this. Setup. Draw. Move towards player. Collides. So let me see. So I guess we would say, what is it? Monster.collide gun. Let's find out what it is first, though. Gun.gun. So let's run you real quick. Let's inspect. Yep. So it's gun.gun. And we would say monster. Monster.collide. Gun.gun. Then we want a monster dot. What is remove? Yeah, I think that's that. Nice. So there's our logic. But that still only means I have to like, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Actually, we'll leave you in here. So I have the logic for Friday. All right. We'll call it a night for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is 10:02 p.m. on Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Thank you very much for joining me for another build session on my reverse bullet hell. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Happy hump day, and I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. Take care.